I'm right there with you, honestly. When I was younger and I got high more regularly, getting high and then driving felt like a bad idea, but now that I'm old, I just drive drunk. Just, I don't...
Now, only once I've made the mistake of, I didn't wait long enough.
Oh,
so,
being high?
Yeah, so I was still residually high, I guess, or just high, and then, drove a short distance. That was a little wonky.
The amount of times that I've left Jeff's house and then been like, oh, this is a bad idea. I got on the highway and I was like, all right, let's roll the dice.
Yeah. There's been a couple times that you've driven me and you were like, no, I'm fine. And I'm like, I probably shouldn't be doing this, but fuck it.
Yeah, I have...
I don't want to walk home.
It's confidence. It's all about confidence. Are you talking about the Super Bowl? Is that what we're talking about?
No.
Okay.
I've always argued that confidence is everything when it comes to presentation.
You know what's funny about that, though, is you say that, and the one time that I did accidentally drive a little high, I was just like, this is headache level of like if I had a bad headache, it would be the same as what I'm doing right now.
As distracting, it would be just as distracting.
Yes,
yeah.
Like it was the same level. So I was like, if I just treat this like it's a headache.
That's the most stoned logic I've ever heard, where some guy was so high, it was like, you know what? I'm just going to treat this like I have a headache.
I was like, I'm kind of sober.
Yeah, literally whatever little thing you need to use to conceptualize it. A friend, when I was first entering the stoner world, said, just, your car's a crayon, stay in the lines.
Yeah, of course.
It was just stay in the lines. Your car's just a big old crayon. Just
and don't drive slow. That's what stone people always do.
Drive normal.
Yeah, stone people or drunk people, they always drive extremely slow.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the guy, there's always that one guy.
Driving too slow or too fast is a red flag for a cop.
Yeah.
What it proves is you're not paying as much attention as
you should be. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that would be me, though. I'd be driving way too slow.
I mean, have you guys seen that fucking, have you seen somebody on the highway and you're just like, that dude's fucking wasted. He's just doing this constantly.
Yeah, that's either they're wasted or texting is a big one.
Ooh,
I usually try to slow down or speed up if I see one of those, whichever one gets me further away from them quicker.
Same. And especially if it's an 18-wheeler, and then you're just like, all right, buddy.
Fucking, I've seen an 18-wheeler swerve on 25 out
here.
Me
too, dude, definitely.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, that guy is either falling asleep or is drunk as shit.
Apparently it
could be on day 3 of amphetamine dealio.
They
make a lot more money if they can travel more miles in less time.
Well, see,
depending on the thing.
That is it's such a weird issue too, actually, that you bring that up, because truckers are motivated to stay on the road for longer, so they do drugs, and that ends up causing a lot of crashes. Because of that, the government tried to regulate the shit out of trucks.
Yes. Yeah.
But because the government tried to regulate the shit out of trucks, truck companies try to find a way around that by faking the shit, basically.
Yeah.
So it's this weird. It's just this weird hodgepodge of truckers who are doing way more than they should, and putting themselves in danger to fake the system.
Yeah, because it's the biggest system in the United States. The trucking system is huge.
And then and then the truckers who are having to deal with a sort of shitty system, and basically they're kind of being exploited because they're not making as much money as everybody else, but they're having to deal with all the same bullshit.
As much money as everybody else? Truckers make so much money.
No, check this out. So these are the people I'm talking about. Check out. You're a trucker who's following the law. You have your regulatory thing. You stop every 8 hours. You don't drive another 6 or whatever the fuck it is. But Joe Schmo, who's faking it over here and driving as long as he wants, putting his life and everyone else in danger, is on the road more than you. So he is making more money than you.
Yeah.
So but you are still having. So Joe Schmo is basically
following all the rules is fucking you up, basically.
Yeah,
I
getting
understand.
to all
You're
the places.
incentivized to break the rules. However, truckers still make an ass load of money regardless if they
have
pay to do
decent
it or
salaries,
not.
but at the same time,
my brother-in-law made $68,000 a year driving a truck and following all the rules.
I'm not saying you can't make a decent amount of money.
It's just Joe Schmo's making 82.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's where the exploitation is coming in, is because it's the same bullshit. You're shipping people. You're the people at the warehouses are still, bitching at you for being slow, for following the laws and all that bullshit, and not paying you as much because you're following all the laws and stuff. But Joe Schmo, who's faking the system,
you just got to be like, fuck them.
They're holding you to a standard
that you can't meet.
That doesn't exist.
Yeah, that you cannot meet.
No, you can. You just have to do amphetamines.
Right, they're expecting you to meet
the
standard of breaking the rules, but then they also don't want you to break the rules.
The question becomes,
because they don't actually check, or they're selective about who they check, it's like, okay, well, we can't just drug test them all the time.
The question becomes, does that apply to every business? And if so,
It should.
would we make more money on the podcast if we did amphetamines?
Stop trying to get me to do meth. It won't work.
I've been trying for years, man.
It won't work. I keep telling you.
All right, fine. Welcome to AnythingCast, by the way. I'm Patrick.
I'm Eric.
I'm Will.
And one of these days, Will, I'm going to get you to do amphetamines.
I'm telling you, we'll do nothing for me.
Yeah, I know, dude. No, trust me. I was thinking about that recently where I was like, I remember cocaine doing nothing for me, and Will saying, cocaine would do nothing for me. And I was like, wait, I just sat there and played Siphon Filter and just actually enjoyed myself.
What? It made you focus?
Yeah, I know. And I was like, wait a minute. Now, wait a goddamn minute. I was like, I got no euphoria, nothing. I hated the whole experience. And the only side effect was I could pay attention to things. And I was like,
all right, we're gonna have to get some cocaine here on this show, and all three of us do it, and then compare results.
yeah, you're just fucking tweaking.
I might as well just go.
I'm just having a great time in the corner.
I might as well just go.
You two are just super normal.
I might as well go get my doctor to prescribe me some Adderall, and we take that.
I'll take your Adderall.
Yeah, I'll take your Adderall too. Absolutely, dude.
As long as it's whatever, man. I mean, I'll take it.
Whatever. Eric's really big on pills. I don't know if you've learned this.
I don't know. I don't like Adderall. Fucking the shit makes me zombified.
Yeah, I think that's what it's supposed to do for people like you. I've never taken it, so I don't know. I have no idea.
Taken a lot more than I should have.
Adderall.
Sure. I mean, I've never been prescribed it, so every time was more than I should have. So
the only guy I knew who took Adderall
50 times more than I should have.
Oh
I guess,
my god!
then.
I should
took it to play Halo 3.
I should go to my. I hate Adderall. I should go to my doctor and have him give me Adderall and then sell it.
Yeah,
that's a fantastic idea.
Actually, a very common strategy, sir.
I mean, what are you gonna do? That's a fantastic idea.
How much can you make on Adderall?
I mean, depends on what milligrams.
Yeah,
you have,
it depends,
sir.
Really. I mean, they're about $1.
I'm pretty ADHD. I bet I can get some good milligrams.
If you've got 30 milligram pills, you can easily sell them for $10 or more a pop.
I think as a kid, I was hitting on near 20 or above. Okay, look, you can probably figure how bad ADHD I am. How much milligrams do you think I can get?
I think they would start you at 10 and then work you up to 30 over a 3-month sessions.
Okay, so you're saying 30 is my max out here?
No. I mean, they would get you up to 30, and then they'd start questioning why the drugs aren't doing anything to you at all.
Then they'd switch you to Vyvanse.
Yeah,
and then eventually they'd just start
you'd have to take it before you go to the.
They just inject
to the drug
amphetamines into your.
I'd have to figure
bloodstream.
out my limit. I'd have to take a few just to figure out.
Yeah, you have to do a little bit of testing. You have to do a little bit of chemistry before you learn.
Well, I have to learn where my this works for me.
I have Xanax. My doctor gave me 3 milligram Xanaxes, which are pretty strong Xanaxes.
That is pretty strong.
Yeah, so they only go up to 5, I think. There's 1s, 3s, and 5s.
Yeah.
And so I have a bottle of 93 milligram Xanaxes, and I have considered how much I did the math. I could make so much money. That bottle is worth so much money. It's worth hundreds of dollars.
Okay, the only reason I wouldn't sell Xanax though is because
what?
Obviously you're getting them for pain.
No, that's not what Xanax is. For
I thought
anxiety.
Xanax was for
panic
anxiety.
attacks.
Oh, I thought Xanax was a pain med.
No. That's tramadol and Lortabs and
I don't know. Fucking medicine names are
I mean, also you've just never done drugs.
Anything.
You were just never a drug guy.
It's true.
Opium based.
That's what the podcast should become. Every week you try a drug. We'll go out. We'll get you associated with the drug world.
So basically,
if we had a way of contacting early Comedy Central with this idea, I would agree with you.
I thought you were going to say a drug dealer. I was going to be like, any black guy.
If we could get
any of them.
early 2000s Comedy Central to do a TV deal with that being the premise.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. That would be the best.
Does that not sound like
Discovery Channel?
Yeah, does that not sound...
Vice Media. Vice Media would do that. They would buy that.
Does that not sound like an early 2000s skit comedy?
Yeah, an Adult Swim show or something.
That would come on TV.
Yeah. Have you seen this show about this girl who has cookies with somebody at a table, and then she's just obnoxious?
She wants to do with the other people on the table.
Yeah.
What?
It's just it's she's out on the sidewalk with these other fucking people, and then in New York or something, and then they eat cookies and talk for a bit, and then she asks them at the end if they want to be friends or if they want $100 cash.
Oh.
If they want to like exchange numbers and like text and be friends, or if they want the cash.
How many times did you had to give out the cash?
Oh yeah, like most of the time. Like
Okay.
she's playing like I don't know if it's really her, I doubt it. But like she's like playing this like obnoxious like Jew girl character who like is like a sheltered
okay.
like white girl.
Yeah.
And she's kind of just this obnoxious comedian character. And like every time the old people want to like exchange numbers. Like every fucking time.
Kind of wholesome.
It's so sad
it's so
because
sad.
I'm like, these people are not aware that they're on a TV show. And like the young dudes are always like, I mean, like 100, I could do so much with $100. And then she just acts really depressed every time. It's a great show. It's some Adult Swim show. I don't know. Patrick, put up the name of that, whatever the fuck that is.
It's such a specific premise. I
It
feel like
is.
I would have remembered this.
I don't know. It came out like, I saw it in a hotel. So I think it came out like last year or something.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's not like a
I
thing
don't-
that came out when we were kids.
Yeah, I don't know anything on TV now.
No, nobody has TV.
Yeah, no. If it's not coming out regularly on like YouTube,
That's a concept that could have been a YouTube show, though, which is weird to me that became like a television show when you could have just done that on YouTube and then probably
What was that
made
show that you and Kara were watching for a long time?
it.
That
Cookies
was
or Cash? You can call it whatever.
Canadian.
Canadian
It was two
show.
dudes pulling pranks on each other.
Oh, Kenny versus Spinny.
Kenny versus
Yeah.
Spinny.
Kenny versus
I have been
Spinny.
wanting to kind of watch that, and I could not remember the name.
Kenny versus Spinny is fucking choice, dude. It's
Yeah.
just fantastic.
what did
because
that used to come on?
It used to come on
Canadian
Comedy
TV.
Central.
Come on my tits?
Yes, that's right, Eric.
Oh,
Yeah, we have Eric and I have our
got
tits
him.
out for this episode.
We do.
So he's
We're
just showing it off for the fans.
oh yeah. Give it a
Should I?
little-
Can I take a picture or just a video of you like jiggling your tits like close up to where like we crop your head out and everything? I cannot wait for you to see Thursday's episode where I put the picture of you with a swastika tattoo through an AI.
Oh my
And it-
god.
and it just has you like pull down the shirt and it reveals like a face.
Yes, actually, I think you used that in the Monday episode.
Did I? Oh, I don't fucking know. This show blurs together. This show.
Because I looked at it
who
briefly
cares?
and I was just like,
All right, jiggle those tits for me, baby. This is what's important here.
did not consent to that. This was on the. Okay, podcast daddy.
Oh, the SD card's full. Hold on.
What a fucking waste. What the
Yeah,
hell?
I know. It was good stuff. I was watching every minute. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, that's the good shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff.
Man, I have no idea what me in the future is going to do with that. Wait, did that?
You know what you're gonna do with that.
Okay, yeah, all right. I recorded nothing but the 2 seconds of panning away somehow. So, never mind.
All of that effort just for me to demean myself for no reason.
I feel like you should go to HR, Eric.
That's what the show's for, dude. It's to demean you.
Yeah, unfortunately, Patrick's HR, so we're kind of fucked on.
I
I
was
thought his
singing-
wife was HR.
I was
Is
singing
she?
the...
Yeah.
Well, she married that doctor, that captain doctor, or
The
whatever.
guy who was a judge, and I
The
don't want.
judge,
I don't
yeah,
want to
I forget.
He was a doctor and a judge, and I don't want to talk about
I
it.
think he owns a boat, so he's technically a captain.
Okay, that's
I mean,
cool.
Like,
Are you a captain
It's like
if
a
you
ship.
own-
Like it's like a yacht. Like it's not like a,
Oh, okay,
a
well, a
rowboat
boat and a
or like a
ship
little
is not-
fishing
is
boat.
Wait, so my
different.
wife,
So if
my
you own a
ex-wife
ship, that
married
makes you a
like
captain.
guy who runs like a cruise liner.
Yeah, he's a judge doctor captain.
Okay, that explains the
I'm
new
on episode.
shoes.
What
and
episode
dress
did I
and
say I
everything.
was on last
He's
time? I
also
talked about One
devilish.
Piece.
I have no
handsome.
idea, but yesterday I came home and watched Bleach until I went to sleep, and I really felt in tune with you. I could feel our spirits like touch each other, like
Yeah.
from the ether. I was like,
You're
yeah,
like,
it's
God,
me and.
I can't believe I like this garbage.
No, I mean, I do like the fact that Bleach came back and then they just didn't give a shit about filler. They were just
Yeah.
like, yep, no filler, all story, and we're just
Yeah.
rushing
like the
through it.
1,000-year
crazy,
blood
yeah.
war thing
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah. It's
actually
38
seen-
episodes and it's so far and it's just fucking blast off
I've
speed.
seen some clips from that, and I was like, ooh.
It's fun. It's
Like-
fun. It's not bad. It gets really good around episode 26. Which is something that everybody can.
So
You-
it
you
only
laugh.
takes 13 hours to get to the good part.
Whoa, no. He said
Yeah.
really good. He didn't necessarily say it wasn't good. It's just it
it's
didn't get
not
really
bad.
good.
Yeah, it gets really good around
Like
episode
the
26.
climax of like your interest doesn't peak until
I remember
26.
I
I
saw,
wasn't bricked up like
Until-
hard as fuck until episode 26.
Yeah.
I
a
was
little
half
while
chub.
ago, I saw some like clips and some things because like I skimmed the anime world on YouTube,
And
that's like the worst thing I've ever heard about you. I mean, you could have told me you were a murderer. I would have been happier to hear that than you skim the anime stuff on YouTube.
I should have told you I skim child porn and you'd be less angry at me.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah.
And it was just talking about recent events in anime. And specifically it was, I believe it's Captain Unohana.
I don't fucking... What, do you think I remember the captains from Bleach?
Okay.
They just show up and I go, yeah, that's one of them. I remember that guy who's got a fucking hat and shit.
Zaraki, the super giant berserker dude.
Yeah, I know Zaraki.
Whoa.
Kenpachi.
Eric, you have to
Kenpachi,
understand,
yeah.
this is the only two captains he knows. The fox guy! The black guy!
Yeah.
Like two least important captains. Do they even make
both
it past
of which
the,
are
like,
dead?
soul arc?
Yeah, both of which are dead.
Don't
They're
they
like
die at the same
first
time?
captains that die.
Just sitting around drinking beer and watching the show ever since it got better now that they got rid of that fucking...
No, I was talking about, I saw something about how
At least he was
Kenpachi...
blind. He never had to see his own skin.
God damn. What the fuck?
I was thinking, I've been doing covers of songs on YouTube as a country guy.
Yes.
I was singing in my car today, "The Sound of Silence," but as a very thick Japanese guy, and it turns out that silence sounds like sirens if you say it as a Japanese guy. And I was laughing on the drive home today, imagining the guy
Sound
singing
of sirens.
Yeah, guys,
The
sound of
of
sirens.
sirens.
And it's like it's that fucking
can hear
Ghibli ass show.
Oh
the
my
Ghibli
God.
Brave of the
Fire-
Fireflies
yeah.
playing in the background with like fucking
What'd you say,
firebombing
the
and everything.
Brave of the Fireflies?
Yeah, Grave of the Fireflies.
okay.
I was like, yeah, that's a great idea for a video. Grave of the Fireflies playing in the background while like thick accent
Sound of
Japanese
Oh my God.
guy sings "Sound of Sirens."
my
Yeah,
God.
okay, yeah, never mind. I'm fucking back. This show rules. I'm laughing at something I was laughing to myself about 45 minutes ago.
This is peak.
Yeah, this is
YouTube.
This is what this show's about. Yeah.
Spotify.
We're so back.
Yeah, we're so
um,
fucking back.
I think you can stumble across us on Pandora if you make a deal with
They
the devil.
brought Amazon back,
Oh, did they?
and not Amazon. Fuck, they
TikTok.
brought Eisen back in fucking Bleach.
Oh, yes.
And they did the coolest thing that I was like, because I didn't fucking read the Bleach manga. They did some shit, and I was like, damn, that's actually kind of cool though. They just keep him in a chair the whole time. Like they take him out of jail, but he's confined to what is effectively a throne, and they just carry him around, and he's so strong that they don't let him get out of the chair.
Huh.
But he can just kill people by being next to them and like not even touching them. So they just use him as like this walking AT field from Evangelion, basically. Well, walking's a shitty term.
Yeah, I mean,
This
sitting.
This seated, yeah. They just use him as an object. And I was like, this is cool as fuck. That's great. He's just an
parade him
object who
around
can
like-
talk and get pissed off that people aren't letting him up out of the chair.
It's almost like in the Crusades,
Do you
like where
ever-
they like would cart around the one true cross.
Oh, yeah. You know what, actually? That probably is what they're going for, because there's a lot of like Christian symbolism with the Quincy's.
Isn't it also called like a blood crusade or something?
Yeah, and the guy who's in charge of the Quincy's is called Yahweh. But they don't call him that in the English dub because they didn't want to get in trouble. They call him Yahweh. Or, yeah,
Yawak or
Yahweh.
something.
Yeah, they just call him some fucked up version. But
Which
he's
is
literally Yahweh.
Which is apparently a deep cut going all the way back to like Ichigo's forms, swords, his names, and their things, and
Yes.
there's all, and his dad is he is, and they are.
Yeah, Ichigo is 1/7 of everything in Bleach, which is very
Basically,
funny.
yes.
Which is very funny. That's the worst.
That's the best
I'm
thing
watching
I think I've
Bleach.
ever heard.
You're watching One Piece and being like, this is good. I'm watching Bleach and being like, God, this is such shit. It's so good.
Why is Ichigo always part of the next group?
Because it's funny, I guess. It has to be because it's funny. I was like, yeah,
And then
at
you
some
have to
point.
watch the bathing suit beach scene. That's
I thought the
obliged.
Fullbringer thing was a fucking like a
Every, like-
filler arc, but no, the Fullbringer thing is real. Like, they talk about Fullbringers, and like Ichigo's 1/7 Fullbringer, and that's important. And I'm like, this sucks.
I never even got to Fullbringers.
Let's
dude.
stop talking about Bleach. It sucks. Let's stop talking about it. It's great. I'm having a great time. It's awful. Tite Kubo is one of the worst writers in all of history.
The story is batshit insane, off the walls nonsense. If that doesn't bother you, jump in. You'll have a great time.
On several occasions, said the way he comes up with the next part of his plot is by making new characters, which is the worst way to write.
That does sound inherently flawed.
Yeah, that's so flawed from a writing standpoint.
Like, imagine if, like, Samurai Champloo used that as their fucking thing. Like,
absolutely.
It wouldn't work.
Yeah,
Like,
because it's episodic.
mm-hmm.
Anyways, let's talk about something else. You guys see that we got answers about the New Jersey drones?
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
we actually got the answers?
Yeah, the FAA approved
It
all of them.
must have been very boring.
Shocking.
It was insanely
It
boring.
did
was
not hit the
U.S.
headlines.
drones.
Yeah, it was
Shocking.
U.S. drones and
Shocking. The thing seen over U.S. that is machine owned
Yeah.
by U.S.
a big
Shocking.
surprise. A lot of people are all that they said, and I think that they did this because
Would
they
explain
signed an
why
NDA,
They told us to not shoot them
a
down.
non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah.
I think they signed a non-disclosure agreement with like Amazon or something that they couldn't say whose it was, but like all they said was that they were private and publicly owned. They were like a mix, and that they were all like
They're Amazon drones?
possibly, yeah. Like the big idea here would be that like Amazon would be like testing their new drone technology for deliveries in New Jersey, and that the government couldn't just give away that information because that would really fuck up their business.
And they weren't doing anything illegal.
Yeah, and they weren't doing anything illegal. They were just, but the FAA already said during the Biden administration that all the drones, like nobody had any idea. Even the FAA had any idea what they were. So like somebody's lying,
Yeah,
but I'm
something
kind
is
of
off the books here that doesn't seem right.
I'm kind of
What? The U.S. is bending the knee
Yeah.
to some businessmen?
It's weird. It's weird.
Whoa.
Like for the first time I was like, did Trump just do something I like? Like I was like, did he get his press secretary to actually do something and then go on television and tell people what he was allowed to tell them, which was they were all publicly or privately
Look,
owned, and
you know
the
what's
FAA
kinda
cleared
funny?
all of
Trump
them?
is inevitably going to do some things that every single person at this table
Sure.
likes, even Will.
Yeah, sure.
Actually,
Okay.
I was just about to say, you know what's really funny about that?
That's
What's
just how
that?
this is going to work, man.
So in a lot of the meme pages I've been in, something.
Damn, that's worse than Eric doing the YouTube
Yeah, but they're-
anime circuit.
Yeah.
What do you spend your time on that we can ruthlessly make fun of?
Yeah, no, he's a 4chan.
Okay, so
he's a
he's a
Mongolian
lit-
basket
yeah.
weaver.
He's
You-
a literal goblin.
You
so
can
like,
literally
nah,
not
I
trust
don't-
him.
I
Why
don't
do we
anything.
care about his judgments?
We don't.
As to
That's
how-
the thing. We don't. No, but
I'm the worst out of all
It's
of
been the
you.
biggest joke that Trump is our true comrade because he's doing things like trying to pull us out of like the what used to be called the North American Free Trade Agreement. That's now called the
NAFTA.
That is
Yeah.
now called the Mexico, Canada, USA something agreement.
Yeah.
That Trump put in whenever he was last in office, basically.
Yeah.
Because he had that big fit. Now he just wants to take us out of it.
Yeah.
And he wants to take us out of NATO. What are things that socialists want so badly for Americans for America to stop being so close to Canada and Mexico, making it easier for the empire to crumble, and for the Western
Hemisphere.
hegemony to fall because it leaves NATO and leaves everything fucking exposed, and NATO realizes, oh shit, the U.S. isn't reliable.
Yeah.
Yeah, things need to be more like in the East where communism is thriving. Then we'd all be
Did you
having a
guys
great
watch
time.
the press con-
China is supposedly pretty much
China's
nearly-
doing fucking
It's
great.
No, they're
Utopia.
actually really doing good. If
They're
you
doing
look,
fantastic.
No,
Like,
seriously,
for real, though.
if you look
They
at their
are doing
numbers, they
great.
are doing fantastic.
Yeah, they're doing awesome
Like,
over there.
one of the
they
things-
will destroy us.
One of the things they've almost done is like eliminated homelessness. Like they're down to like single digits in
Yeah.
percentiles.
I looked that up. That was only a thing for like 6 months. Now they've got homeless again.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened, but like that lasted for like 6 months or
I'm
something.
sure they'll
now they got
solve
home.
it.
Oh, they just
I'm
go up
sure
to
they'll
the
figure it out.
homeless and they're just like,
Get in a
"Hey,
house, and they go,
hey,
okay.
You know what a Uyghur is?
Uh,
Yeah,
Oh,
I actually
cool,
found the
cool.
UN report on that. I'm
We just
currently
found
reading
you
that.
a job.
did you guys watch the press release? There was a 45-minute press release from the White House today.
About,
I watched
I
it
didn't.
about everything, like everything. I mean, like
I'm
it was
sure
a press.
in 45 minutes they were able to give
It was
me
the
a
first press
concise
release.
His press secretary is hot.
Update.
His press secretary is 24. She's young as shit.
Yeah, she's blonde,
and
too.
she's still got plastic surgery. Like I was like, what the fuck? How are you going to be 24 and get plastic surgery? And I'm 32 and I haven't had plastic surgery.
Because she's rich and you're not.
Yeah,
that's
she
probably
is.
part of it.
Yeah, she worked on his. She was his associate press
Did she have plastic
secretary.
surgery? I couldn't tell.
for
But
his
I
last
didn't. I didn't
campaign.
really like look.
Her
that
cheeks
long.
don't move like the way that
Okay.
they should. I think she just got Botox.
Okay.
Realistically,
I
but
just like.
she is
fucking
hot. She is hot. I'd
24.
fuck her. I'd fuck her.
She's hot.
If you're listening, that's what I wanted to say.
She'll be
They
tickled
said
by
on that
35.
press secretary, on that press release, that they were opening a bench for what they call new media to.
yeah, you know what that is.
It's podcasters, YouTube people
That they approve of.
influencers. Of course. I mean, you'd never get. They have to literally go through the Secret Service and get approval.
Yeah.
But
So
what's
Joe
the
Rogan,
chances?
Joe Rogan on the press.
What's
section?
the chances that I apply for the podcast to go and do press at the White House?
Can you afford to do that?
Is there a charge?
No, there's not really a charge. As long as you can
but
show up,
Hotel cost, plane ticket.
I'll sleep on the sidewalk. I'll be
Well,
all right.
hey, if we're getting
I'll take the train.
direct
I'll
access
sit-
to the president,
Yeah,
I'm just
I'll sit on the train for a while,
You
sleep.
implying?
Now what you'll get is direct access to his press secretary,
Hey, what
which
if
she
we
is
could-
24 and she's hot as fuck.
What if we
So
could
can I
interview
slip
Donald
it in?
Trump?
Maybe. What?
What if we could interview Donald Trump?
That's what I'm saying,
I mean,
dude.
we'd have to have a much bigger podcast.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. She
He'd
said,
have-
what if we could-
regardless of
numbers.
size, that they would get.
Yeah,
they
no,
would look
but to
it over.
interview Donald Trump, we would need some numbers. There's no way he'd give us the
No,
time
no,
of day.
They
What
wouldn't
if
let
we
you.
could-
They wouldn't let me, but they
Hey,
let Eric.
They
hey,
certainly
hey.
wouldn't let me. I'm on a list. I'm on a list for sure.
After all the fucking jokes I've made, they're not going to let me. But Eric,
All we
Eric
need to
could get
do
in there.
Is reverse psychology that bitch. Same way he,
Just like I do every bitch.
Hell, I'm not even getting past the Secret Service. I'm on a list for sure.
Same.
We just
100%.
need to make this podcast look worse than McDonald's in the world of podcasts.
Oh, dude.
And let him know that by
But
coming
McDonald's-
down to our level,
He's reaching the people.
He's reaching
Oh,
the bottom
hell yeah.
of the barrel. He will
Hey,
miss
Mr.
no
President,
one.
Nah,
we
listen.
are the bottom of the barrel.
Listen,
You will
people
let
watching
us interview you.
or listening
You
to
are
this-
truly a man of the people.
people watching, listening to this. If you just want Donald Trump to talk to trash, you gotta share us.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%, dude. Share us with the president at Donald Trump.
Find a way to share
Let's-
it to Donald Trump.
at the
let's get
president of
a-
the United States on Twitter.
Let's teach him.
get a
Let's teach him
petition.
Mark's thoughts.
Send him this clip.
Send us to
petition
Comrade
at
Trump.
change.org for Donald Trump to be interviewed
WhiteHouse.com/new
by the
media.
AnythingCast.
that is the actual website. They said it multiple times. I watched the whole 45-minute press second. Do you like my sick ale?
Yeah.
I watched the
I
whole
told you it's a
45
natural arm movie.
Yeah,
People
I-
just do it sometimes.
Wait, I thought
Yeah.
I thought you were just throwing out your heart to me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well.
I was standing
Let's
up
throw it out
talking
to
to the whole
everybody,
hospital
really.
the other day, and as
Yeah.
Fly
Have you
came
seen that
by,
video
and
of that, like, of
before
him
you knew
actually-
it, I ended up getting fired.
Have you seen that video of like they're just passing a video around now of Elon Musk actually doing the heart throw out thing?
That's
Like, he
cute.
does know the
That's
difference.
Cute. That's cute.
Does he?
Does he?
I mean, I'm not arguing that he doesn't. I'm saying
The only argument I
does
found
he
for
really
that-
understand?
the only
He's an
argument I
idiot.
found for that was like, what if somebody fucking bet him?
The fact
to
that
do
his
it?
like dad and grandpa, I think, were not, or that his dad was a Nazi supporter, I think, and his granddad was a Nazi or something like that.
I could not tell
No,
you.
his mother's side had Nazis in it.
Okay.
I don't know.
The direct connections to the Nazis were loose. It was more that they were
He's also
always
named
on.
after a narrative Nazi.
They were in pro-Nazi parties in anti-Nazi countries and moved around a few times to avoid scrutiny.
I realized
during World
something
War II.
yesterday that like the
Fucking
thing about
too
the
many connections.
the thing about the hand movement was that like
A lot
the
of people
thing
who
I
weren't
didn't
Nazis
realize about
supported
it.
the Nazis, man.
I didn't realize the stuff about it was that nobody was convinced that he was a
Nazis.
Nazi based off of him doing that. Everybody already believed he was a Nazi and then saw that as like supporting the narrative they already had in their head. And
Yeah.
that's what I couldn't get past. Because I was like, yeah, you're going to need other stuff to convince me that he's a Nazi. That's not convincing me he's a
Sure,
Nazi.
if he did the one thing, I agree. But
Yeah.
it's the problem of all of those connections, plus his family's history, plus him supporting the AFD in Germany.
But he's too willing to work with the lesser races.
I
Yeah, he doesn't
disagree. I think he wants to
care.
exploit the lesser races.
Yeah, but even
and I don't know
Hitler
why are
wouldn't
you
do
using the
that.
term lesser races?
Because,
I don't-
well, first off,
Okay.
I have some beliefs about this that I think I have some predetermined thoughts already.
Hold on. I think that the real crux of my understanding, and I think even Patrick's understanding of this argument, is I don't think either one of us think that he thinks that whites are any better.
Yeah,
Unless
he'd
they're-
exploit the
unless
shit out of
they
white
are
people too.
Filthy rich.
Yeah,
And quite frankly,
I'm not
if a
saying
brown man who was filthy rich came up to him, he'd be just as happy as he was with the rich
I
white
don't know
person.
about that.
He wants to get all the fucking Indian people over here to do tech shit for him.
Yeah, he specifically
Yes,
wants
because
smart
he
brown
wants-
people.
Yes, because he wants to specifically suppress wages.
Yeah, but Hitler was against
For
that
white
shit.
people.
Hitler was like against
Suppress wages for
Hitler
normal
didn't want to
working
bring
class
in
white
people from other countries to
And-
work in his
and for
country.
those immigrants too, because immigrants don't make as
We
much.
all lose.
Yes, that
Where
I'm
are
not
the-
saying that we're not all losing in this. What are you trying to catch me on?
what I'm trying to say is white people.
Are just better.
No, I'm talking no. White people.
White
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
I'm hollering out. The white people don't gain anything specific from this, though.
Only rich people.
Okay,
do.
I haven't said anything
Right.
about white people. I've said the only thing I've
Well,
said
then you're
in this.
missing a huge part of the
The only
Nazi
thing I've
thing.
said in this is that Elon Musk is probably an actual Nazi.
Where's the blonde-haired, blue-eyed, white Anglo-Saxon fucking thing?
He doesn't have a lot. He doesn't have
he
enough in
doesn't
common with like Goebbels
necessarily-
or Hitler.
Bro, okay, when people say Nazi, I understand you have this weird hang up about the word Nazi, but when people are saying Nazi, they don't just directly mean the absolute perfect thing that Hitler believed beat by beat. They just normally mean white supremacy.
Yeah.
Well, then
They
say
do.
that.
It's easier to say Nazi.
We got
less syllables.
it's
we got
misleading.
somebody.
It's not. It's the
It is.
same.
It's like
not.
the-
yes, it is.
You
Same,
just said it
same.
wasn't.
It's a leftist version of saying all Jews are bad.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, you can say that, but it's like counterintuitive to your own movement because it's gonna like people are gonna be like, wait a minute, that don't make no sense.
The minute you make sweeping generalizations and then shrug your shoulders and
I'm
say
not making
same
a
thing.
That's how you
sweeping
get
general
elected
statement.
to-
I'm being very specific. Elon Musk has Nazi connections and is probably an actual Nazi.
The minute you make sweeping
well, fuck,
generalizations,
Stalin had Nazi connections until the war changed a little bit in the middle of it, and then suddenly he didn't have Nazi connections anymore. Was he a Nazi beforehand and then not after? He's still a fucktard asshole.
Why are you defending Elon Musk? Out
I'm
of curiosity.
not. I'm just saying label him poorly correctly.
I'm not labeling him poorly. I am saying he has actual Nazi connections within his family. He is supporting the far-right fascist in Germany. He is actually probably a person who does literally believe in Nazi ideology. I am saying very specific words.
But
and
he
meaning what I am
doesn't.
saying.
He
he
doesn't.
does some
like,
of it.
What do you mean he
Some of
doesn't?
it.
What proof do you have that he doesn't?
Like, what's
Some of
the
it he
worst
does.
parts of Nazism that everyone's usually pissed off about? If you were to ask a layman on the street, what's so bad about a Nazi? What would their first? What would
The
what would
white
they say?
supremacy.
No, they'd say Jews. The first thing out of anybody's mouth is going to be like, well,
Jews.
hating Jews.
Yeah,
And I
slaughtering
100%
race,
believe that Elon Musk hates Jews.
like
That
gathering
is
up
not
and like
and we know he doesn't
systematically
like black
slaughtering
people
a
because he
thing.
supports the apartheid.
Wait, didn't
Apartheid's been over for like
or whatever the other thing, whatever the
30
bad
years.
part
I
of it
thought
was. I don't know.
apartheid was killing white people.
No, apartheid is basically Jim Crow
So I've been
laws for
wrong
South
about
Africa.
apartheid this whole time, both
Yeah.
in what it was and if it was good or not.
It was just a bunch of shitty.
It might have been over. Doesn't mean he didn't support it.
I'm gonna okay. Never mind. I threw a
And we
joke
know
out
his
there.
dad
Nobody
had
caught it.
got
That's
his
fine.
emerald mine from it.
I don't even know what apartheid is. I have no idea if I support apartheid or not. 100% cannot tell you.
Generally speaking, you do not. support
Okay, you don't think
apartheid.
so?
It's
No,
a bad thing.
Okay.
I've known you long enough. You don't support apartheid.
Apartheid's generally speaking.
I think
are
me and
All right.
Will understand
All
what
right.
apartheid is.
Let me
you
ask
don't-
you this
Would
then.
you agree with me, Will, that he does not
generally
support
speaking,
apartheid?
they're a bad
No,
thing.
you do
I
not
wouldn't.
support
I wouldn't
Okay.
say you
Okay.
would unless you
You've
were
never
joking.
led me
You
to
Is
would-
that
believe-
like antebellum? Is that what that is?
It's just like race. It's just racism. It's just
Okay.
racist
Yeah,
shit.
it's just systemic racism that is more akin to Jim Crow laws.
It's
than
just like
anything else.
British
It's
colonial
really
racism
direct.
as opposed to American racism.
Yeah.
So like what
But
they
like
did in
same,
India.
same, basically.
Okay.
It was one of the most famous examples of racism that codified into a law.
All right. Now you've known
And
me
was
for a long
repealed
time. You just
recently.
said that. You think that you don't think I would support apartheid. Let me
No,
ask
not
you.
really.
Do you think that I would support apartheid if I was not working on something artistic and was depressed as shit and laying on the floor?
You would joke about it.
Yeah, you're
If you were depressed enough,
Yeah.
you might go along with it whilst other people were doing it. I don't think you'd ever spearhead it.
Just
or
like
anything
all
like that.
of the people
You could,
supporting
but no,
Trump. Am I right, folks?
look,
Am I
I'm
right?
I don't
fine.
like Elon Musk.
I'm fine with saying that like other people around him are not actual literal Nazis. Fine.
I think people
I'm
around
willing
him
to
are.
say that they're all those people are like white supremacists, and that's where we leave it. I literally think Elon Musk is someone who studies Nazi ideology and believes in it,
He got really big into Roman shit
Whether he
for
can
like the past 6 months.
actually admit it or not.
That's one of those things where like I was like, okay, that I can. He like changed his name to Kekius Maximus on
But
Twitter.
it's not a good thing to be obsessed with Rome either. They're not a
Says a man who was obsessed with Rome not
Yeah,
4 or 5 years
But-
ago.
Okay, and as someone who was obsessed with Rome, trust me, they're not a
that
civilization
a-
to aspire to.
Is that a swastika tattoo I spy on your neck?
No, it was a
neck, Will?
maze.
no, it's a Roman eagle.
No,
It's
it's a
different.
maze.
That's 100% something you
This
would have
is
done.
from
You
the
would have gone
Second
and
Reich.
you would have 100% gone and gotten a tattoo and then come back and be like, I got this sick Roman tattoo. And then somebody was like, isn't that the Nazi eagle? We're like, no, dude. this is the fuck-
This is the 10th
Yeah.
Legion's eagle.
I went to this tattoo parlor in Tremont.
This is
Will.
the first Legion's eagle.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Is that what it was? Was that? Did
I
they
don't
ba-
think it's the first Legion. I think it's the third.
Why is everybody so big into eagles? Why is every fucking
They're like a
government?
they're
they're like a
badass,
powerful
I mean.
looking creature.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
I saw a fucking hawk the other day that almost hit my goddamn car and swerved me off the road. I thought hawks were supposed to be fucking smart, dude.
It's-
Dude almost like fucking killed
Nah,
me.
bro, they're bird brain.
Hell yeah, dude. Patrick,
Damn.
put a fucking rim shot behind that. Hell yeah. Good job, dude. You brought it home.
Thanks.
Hell yeah. I love this show. Whoever said this show sucks, they don't know what they're fucking talking about, dude. I'm gonna like promote us to fucking to the state government or whatever.
I was about to say,
and
are
try
we
to
about-
get a grant.
Are we gonna be vice managers of the podcast?
I'm gonna try to get. Yeah, I'm gonna promote you guys up.
Thank
yeah,
God.
I'm thinking, Will, you do the editing now. I'm just producer.
All right, it'll be
Alright.
done in a month.
Yeah, I've been thinking like, is there a way that we could get a grant out of like Mississippi
you know?
artistic funds?
It's funny you say that. Big news today.
Yeah.
Trump paused all federal grants.
Yeah, I saw that. So like that was a thing in the media thing. They didn't pause all federal grants, which is weird because
Yeah, just all the welfare ones.
Yeah, not all the welfare ones, which is what everybody thought because the press were like that was the one hill the press were like willing to die on to get an answer on was like, are people going to get Medicare and Medicaid? And like the press secretary was like, all right, anything that she broke it down like this, and there was like a memo that came out that apparently nobody's done any fucking press on yet, but she was like, anything that goes down to an individual that gets into their hands that allows them to buy food or groceries or get meals is not affected by this. This is like, this is federal stuff that was going out to states for like basically everything else. And I was like, oh, okay,
You know-
so it's boring.
What-
It's boring.
You know what I'm kind of excited to see, actually?
Yeah.
So like a small. So you know how I've been saying like, oh, fascism, capitalism, same, basically.
Yeah.
So and like how I keep saying, liberalism is while it is the left wing of capitalism, is not truly the left
It's
wing.
still capitalism. Yeah.
Right. And so it's going to be kind of an interesting ride for me, specifically in these 4 years, to watch. I wonder if this is just going to be, everything's going to remain the same, but with like a weird veneer of
Authoritarianism.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. He got in day one and signed 300 executive orders. Yes.
That was crazy.
The answer is yes.
That
Yeah.
was pretty ballsy.
One of
I'm
those
still kind of
things-
like, wow.
One of those things that he stopped that the press secretary brought up, she was like, all right, here's an example of things we stopped.
Also,
that
he
was a
said he can do
grant.
shit about eggs.
Yeah, he said that like there's a lot of shit going on with eggs, and that the reason that we don't have eggs is twofold. One, we have bird flu in the eggs, and people are gonna have to get rid of them. Two, the Biden administration killed a shit ton of chickens.
They had to.
So,
Apparently there's bird
there's
flu.
not really anything anyone can do about eggs until we have chickens. So
You almost
and I was
went
like,
into the Trump voice.
yeah, and I was like, okay, hell, all right, that makes sense. The one of the things that they stopped that I was kind of like, okay, that's cool, was they were giving $200 million to Gaza for condoms, and they were like, That's a good example of like things we're stopping. Like
Apparently,
anything goes into your hands, not stopping it. Things that go outside and it's like a grant from the government to
maybe
give other
Gaza
people
needs
stuff.
to buy its own fucking condoms.
They
I
don't.
don't know.
Yeah, the place that's
Or
burned
you know,
down to the
honestly,
ground.
maybe they don't need them because a lot of them died.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's not enough of them alive. They killed all the men. Remember? All the men. Actually,
you
no.
don't need
they
any condoms
No,
then.
it was,
It was actually mostly children
it
and
was
women.
actually children and women.
It turns
so-
out.
Actually, that condom.
Oh,
was
Have you
then
not-
seen
need-
pictures? Have you seen pictures of Gaza?
I
In
thought you were
that
going to
case,
talk
they
about
do
dead
need-
women's and children. Are you getting
no,
excited over pictures of dead
Have
women
you
and
seen
children?
the pictures of like the city of Gaza?
Yes, I have.
Dude,
yeah,
that
it's
is
just
fucking nothing.
yeah. There's nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's all rubble, dude.
God
it's literally
damn.
just burnt to the ground.
Like I saw pictures of like side by sides from when it wasn't rubble to rubble.
What
and
did
it
you
is
think there was
just-
going to be? They were talking about fucking
I knew there
tunnels.
was going to be nothing, but like
Yeah, but they were talking about only tunnels for the past like
what I'm
year.
saying. What I'm saying is that like it really puts in perspective like how much this absolutely was a fucking genocide.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. It was a genocide through like weird sideways means. Like
Yeah.
the same thing as like the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Nobody does a direct war anymore. Nobody wants to be Hitler and kill the Jews, you know.
But
or
like
anything.
in this, like where like Ukrainians still have places like they can go and live in,
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that. The Gazans like have nothing.
Well, yeah. I
like
mean,
where
it was,
do you
it
even
was
start
literally
in rebuilding this? Like
they entered
what
back
the
today.
fuck?
Did you see that?
I did. I saw
Yeah.
pictures of that.
Yeah, they entered back today, and I was like, good, I guess. What the?
Like where do you start?
Where are you gonna go?
What
You
do
gonna
you
live on a
do?
tent? You gonna live in a tent?
Do you see
dude?
that Trump was like trying to float forcefully, like putting them basically in like Jordan and Egypt.
Yeah, he
and
was
then
like,
they said no.
yeah, and he was like, all right, I guess. Like he was like, we got to put these people somewhere. Jordan, Egypt, you up for this? And they just like were already gone with a cloud of smoke left in their seat.
For real.
Yeah, I think they got sick and tired of taking in any refugees from this whole conflict about
Yeah. About 2
40
years,
years ago.
Yeah, forever back in the 90s. Yeah.
80s.
Is it
maybe.
weird to you that
All alternative, Eric. Nobody wants the Palestinians in their country. Now that is what the ADF would tell you.
would I be put on a list if said I wanted all the Palestinians like they can come over to where I'm at?
It really depends. Are you like putting them in your house?
I don't know.
You're gonna make
I'm
a
just talking
slum out of
bullshit
it
at this point.
You
I
want
don't know.
to have them in your neighborhood. You're just going to have the one.
We'll take over the woods near my house.
You're just gonna like house a camp of hundreds of thousands of fundamentalist Palestinian
Muslim people. Yeah, Islamists.
You think that'd put me on a list?
Yes. I think they would think you were starting your own nation.
They would assume
You're starting your own
that
caliphate.
you're starting a terrorist cell.
You're
to
starting
be
a
completely
caliphate
honest, I mean,
in your backyard.
Not even trying
Only
to,
in Mississippi.
Okay. How
not
many?
even trying to be shitty
okay,
to the Palestinians.
okay,
They're just like
barring whether they were terrorists, not whatever.
Yeah.
How many Palestinians could I like start bringing over into like my neighborhood and just hosting like near me
A lot.
before the government steps in and goes stop.
It really depends on if you tell the government when they show up that you're converting them to Christianity or not. You're like,
Okay.
no.
Okay, well,
you
let's
misunderstand.
break this down. How many before? How many after?
Oh, you could get like 3,000 or so before like anybody bats an eye, and then they'd be like, wait a minute, there's some shit going down in Mississippi.
You think 3,000 people?
Yeah, because they'd show up like under the cover of darkness and shit, and they'd set
you
up
are
tents.
assuming a
night.
lot.
Yeah.
If you officially imported a
You get
fucking
10,000. You said you were making them
Palestinian
Christians.
and like it was on the books that he traveled here and went to your house.
No, that's not happening.
I would go ahead and say, like, if you somehow got a legal refugee over
6,
there
right?
and like
Yeah,
housed,
yeah.
it would be like 5 or 6.
Be one family.
to be honest, like you would be
the 7th,
Yeah.
someone
you would be put on a list.
The seventh would show up with the FBI.
excuse me, this
Yeah.
is Muhammad. I need to ask you some questions.
Like you'd be on a list before the first one got to your house. They'd be pretty fucking curious by the time you got to like 5 or
You're
6.
dressed in like harem attire when you're Eric's there doing a belly dance in the harem attire in the background, teaching them like with little symbols. They're all smoking opium in your living room.
There's a big hookah in the
Does the Middle East have snakes?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
beaded curtains
Yeah,
everywhere.
that's where they've got the fucking, there they go.
I thought that was India.
That is India.
Oh, well.
See, I was going to ask that question, but I felt like it was wrong.
Okay, hold on. There's a
To be
snake in
completely
Aladdin.
fair.
Hold on. I can work backwards from this. Jafar turns into a snake in Aladdin.
Yeah, he's
Okay,
like a
so-
cobra, right?
Yeah, okay. So they've got to at least have those.
So
All
yes,
right.
there are snakes in like all of like
Laugh
southern
into your
Europe,
microphone, you fucking idiot.
northern Africa, southeastern Europe,
Which
and
direction
like
is
the Middle
that?
East, all of that.
That's downright. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's downright.
Yeah,
Yeah,
downright. So like
Um,
Turkey, they got snakes in Turkey.
Yeah,
they
it's,
probably
it's real snaky down there.
Okay,
all
yeah.
those places, even the desert areas, like because certain snakes are real good at living in
All
desert
right, I
areas.
know they got them in Rome because they used to throw them over to other fucking ships.
Yeah,
so like
snakes live kind of everywhere.
we get a little bit more. Yeah, it's actually that's
Apparently
just,
even
it's
like
better just to say that. Where do
Ireland.
snakes not live? That's-
Ireland, Antarctica.
Apparently that's not true. They
That's
do,
not true
they
anymore.
do live in Ireland.
They
No,
used to not
they
for
didn't,
years.
But yeah, people keep
People
letting
keep
their pet
bringing
snakes
their
go.
fucking snakes and then releasing.
I thought
And
that was
yes, the
also a
wild.
myth. Like there were snakes in Ireland. The whole St. Patrick thing.
Oh,
You
no,
ask
that-
any Irish people, they say 100% they were never snakes in Ireland.
Well, yes, but that's like an inside joke thing. I thought the whole thing was like what he actually did was it wasn't snakes. It was like
He
some
drove out
other
the
group of
pagans.
people.
Do you
Yeah.
call like religious beliefs inside jokes because they're all Catholic and they believe that the saint made all the snakes run away and go off a cliff?
No, those
So
are
that's
cultists. Those are
realistically-
cultists. I don't
Okay,
care what
yeah,
they
that's
think.
true.
Okay, I think
That's
realistically,
an inside joke.
what really is
The
going
Trinity.
on here?
Yeah, you know that inside joke, that big inside
That
joke.
might as well be an inside joke. How's it make? I'm a Christian. You know what? That never made sense. How can you say, "Oh no, we have one God, bro," but it's actually
It's
three
You're
gods,
not,
bro?
The point is
no,
you're not supposed
bro,
to believe
it's three
it.
gods.
You're not supposed to understand. That's it. And then work it into there that you're not supposed to believe it. And
Yeah,
then
because they
when
made
you
it to
don't believe
confuse
it-
you on purpose.
Yeah, and then that's how they get you at the end. That's how when the fucking Inquisition shows up and they start asking you questions.
I know you say there's
That's where you
18
start.
sons of
Yeah,
the emperor.
don't try and
and
give the
6 betrayed.
don't try and give the
yeah, and forget about the
Inquisition-
20 and 21st. Is it the 20 and 21st sons?
Don't say
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
No,
No,
no.
no.
In fact, I don't think even 18's right. I think
19 and 20,
no.
I think, are the ones
No.
that are forbidden.
Alfarius and
yes,
Omegron?
but no, there are 22 sons of the emperor. No, 21 sons of the emperor. You're only allowed to know about, I think, 8 of them because
That's a good point. Yeah, people are going to know most of them.
because you got to think 8 of them betrayed, so they're not allowed to be known as sons of the emperor. What the propaganda story is the emperor had 8 sons, all
Yeah.
the 8 loyal sons. Chaos in jealousy made the 8 chaos Primarchs.
Makes sense.
When in reality, the 8 betrayed the emperor.
Is Sanguinus one of the ones they can know?
Yes.
Okay,
Because there's
that
a
makes
holiday.
sense.
There's
Yeah, 'cause he-
Sanguinia.
I was gonna say he's got big angel wings. That
He's
seems
the
like
Christmas boy.
Yeah, he's the Christmas boy. Okay, yeah. Making sure I know everything.
And then Legion, I think 2 and 7
That's a cool thing
are
that
just
our
like
Santa
no
doesn't
one's
have.
supposed to know about them.
It'd be cool if Santa wore power armor and had giant wings. That would be way better. He just fucking
Wouldn't hurt
shows
my
up,
feelings.
shows up and comes down the fucking chimney,
Santa and 40K is
destroys
a
it.
thing.
Santa and 40K is a thing.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah?
So he's a perpetual.
Okay.
Which means he's like an immortal.
Okay.
And basically he hates what humanity has become, obviously.
Okay, yeah,
But
obviously.
like
Can't imagine why.
he still believes in the good of like the person. So
is he a humanity fuck yeah kind of guy, or is he like giving out gifts to Eldar?
He's not really a humanity fuck yeah kind of guy, but he's I will fight for humanity.
The Tau fight for humanity.
Better
Yeah, because like
question.
the one comic I've seen him in, he's like shooting a gun at a bunch of aliens.
So, like,
Yeah,
at the very
Santa
least,
versus the Tyranids.
he
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
doesn't deliver gifts to the filthy Xenos.
yeah. Tau
you know, I
probably.
would believe he could to like some of the Eldar.
Yeah.
Like he might find some of the Eldar.
The
all right.
Eldar, but not the Tau.
He might not know about the Tau. The Tau are like
They're
new,
so far away.
and they're
Yeah.
far the fuck away.
They're far away.
You have to
There's
understand the
barely any
Tau
of
and
them.
irrelevancy to 40K are new as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, there's barely
Yeah.
any of them.
And also you have to understand information in 40K is suppressed as fuck.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
Like, you might be a planet away from the Tau,
I like
Tau
how-
sector
to
and
be
not know
fair,
the Tau
I
exists.
like
suppose-
how Santa is like in everything. Like people will come up with a setting and then be like, how do we work in Santa?
Hold on,
Oh,
hold
yeah.
on. I just wanted to clarify here that unlike in the reality you and I live in, where information suppression is something that generally makes all three of us a little mad and just like, hey, fuck you, government. In the 40K world, let's be honest, knowing the wrong thing will in fact turn your eyes into spiders and make your brain explode.
It's true. It's true.
Bro,
Like,
fucking,
it's
if you
not
put 8
entirely
screws,
unjustified.
if you put 8 screws in just a weird pattern, that
Yes.
toaster's gonna come alive and try to eat you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's not. It's just not. It sounds really bad.
But here's the thing.
and is, but it's not uncalled for.
But here's the thing about 40K and that everyone needs to keep in mind: it's satire.
Yeah.
it is that too.
Also, for
You're
some
supposed
reason,
to look at all the bad shit and go,
That's
huh,
funny.
That's bad and can be funny in the right light.
Yeah.
Right, like I think you're allowed to have favorite fascists if you're a big 40K player. That's
yeah, of
fine.
course. Yeah, you
Yeah,
have to.
like-
There's
yeah.
no way you can't. Everyone is a jingoist fascist.
Yeah, there's
It's
impossible.
Yeah, everyone's just an awful
Other than the
human being.
Tyranids, I guess.
I guess.
I don't think that you're a hateful chaos gremlin if you love the orcs, for instance. Like,
No.
it's a game, man. It's you're having
Also,
fun.
you- big fucking balls on you to say that I dislike disinformation and like blackout media. Like big balls on you because that we all know that's not true.
That's why he's censoring us right now on the podcast.
He does censor us a lot, doesn't he? He's in complete control.
Then stop saying the N-word, Eric.
And every time
stop
you and me-
saying the N-word and Will, stop saying how you actually support Nazis. You've got to remain a communist on the show. That's in your contract 100%.
Every time me and Will start getting closer and closer to the truth, he cuts us out. Whereas we're having a serious debate back here, slowly figuring it out. He
Patrick,
has to
just
come
bleep
in.
all this out.
Patrick is a government plant. He's trying to suppress us.
Only bleep every third word.
Me and are real beings. We're figuring. We're fight.
That'll be such a weird sentence with every third word beat.
What did he say?
Yeah, what did he say?
viewers?
Put it in the
Fill
fucking comments.
blanks.
What I
Yeah.
said was incredibly important, but I'm not going to repeat it because I know Patrick's just going to bleep the whole thing or cut it if I do that again.
It was a
And
lot of the N-word.
Yeah, it
the
was
only
mostly.
chance you're going to get to hear the truth is to try and put together what little I said.
A lot of
there.
Heil Hitlers, lot of supporting
See,
Elon Musk.
He obfuscates. He's like an evil censorship clown. He just comes in and like
What
makes
was that clown?
everything
Killjoy.
like a
You're like
joke.
Killjoy. You're the
Killjoy?
Killjoy
Yeah.
of media.
He
An
like
evil
grabs your
censorship clown.
Yeah, he like
Okay.
grabs your serious points and then like shoves them up his ass and farts them back out. It's still the same point, but no
Oh,
one
yeah,
takes
we
it
still got 8
seriously
minutes.
You're
anymore.
like Spoonie if Spoonie did podcast.
Oh, what?
Spoonie, like 2012 plus Spoonie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not
Did,
the
Did
not,
Spoonie
not
mark out
hard-working
information?
early Spoonie, spazzy.
Definitely feeling the numbers these days.
Is it just
Spoonie.
me
Yeah.
or is Spoonie like 40 now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
something
yeah.
like that.
Is
He's
it
like
just
in
me
his
or did
mid-40s
Spoonie, like
now.
young Spoonie, look like Pro Jared?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
A lot of
they've
those
got that-
guys back in that era kind of had a look.
I mean, there was a lot of people, but like, there's
Nah.
JonTron doesn't look like them. Peanut Butter Gamer doesn't.
But you know
Peanut
who
Butter
JonTron
Gamer
is?
is
but
still
Peanut
hot
Butter
as
Gamer
shit.
and
You know
like
JonTron did
Space
kinda look like?
Hamster.
Who?
Okay, call me crazy because maybe I'm not remembering this right. But do you remember the Waluigi guy who was like a reviewer?
No,
Oh, yeah.
no. I know who you're talking about.
The Wario,
Juwario?
Yeah,
Wario.
yeah.
He ended
which
up
would
being
not
liking him
fly
young.
today. Which would just
No.
not fly.
He
You
ended
could
up
not call
liking
yourself
him real
Wario.
young.
Did
Really?
he? Is that what his thing was?
I think he also raped someone.
Wait,
thought
I'm
he-
not thinking of the
that's
same
why-
guy.
I thought he killed himself.
yeah, that's
no,
what I
he
thought.
did.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what?
Hell yeah.
Yes.
I'm so confused now.
Oh, you didn't know about that?
No, I had no
My
idea.
man
Did
went
you
full
not notice
Mr.
that all the
Anime.
people who used to have Juwario hats in the backgrounds of their things don't have those anymore? You didn't notice that?
So my
Everyone kinda-
entire experience
Everyone
with this
quietly said,
No,
"Whoops."
He
my
was a
entire-
hero for a while, wasn't he?
He was a hero.
My entire experience with this guy was it was back when I was watching, Channel Awesome.
That guy with the glasses
on the
.com.
website.
Yep.
See, I like Doug Walker, so like I would watch him, and then I was like, I'll check out these other people. Watched one of his videos, didn't like him, didn't watch him for a long, long time. Then I heard he killed himself. Then I watched other people talk about him, like when they were like, "Oh, he was a great guy," blah blah blah. I thought that was all, and I've never heard anything about him
you
since.
never heard part 2.
No, I never heard part 2. What?
Oh,
Spill
no,
it, so
dude.
make the tea, my man.
Do you remember when Channel Awesome collapsed in on itself?
Yeah.
And went from like 70 creators to 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
I thought that
time
was
that
Doug's
information got released. That was a lot of people's fault. The organization just collapsed in on itself for lack of it's a lot of details, but it was a lot of people. They knew each other over the internet. They were from all over the place. Organization wasn't great. Bridges got burned. Relationships went sour. People went their separate ways. Mistakes were made.
And that guy raped somebody.
And that guy raped somebody. Yeah, I don't remember specifically what happened, to be completely fair here. But it
He
is
said something else about him.
wide open on I think he liked them young, maybe.
Well, who doesn't? All right.
Don't make those jokes right now. Don't make that joke right now.
The look that Will shot me was
clown
fucking
over here.
hilarious.
He shoves the serious topic up his ass and then farts it back out at us. It's still the same words.
Okay, yeah, I'm on the censorship clown train now. I'm in the censorship clown car.
No, he had some fairly serious sexual misconduct that came about.
Stop laughing.
It's funny to think. I'm literally thinking this guy's name was Jew Wario. I'm like, the signs were there.
Pay attention to the
All the
conversation.
signs were there.
Patrick, please.
He was a Jew. He liked Wario.
Patrick, please. I know you're going to look up a picture for the episode of Jew Wario, but please look it up on your phone right now because
Jew Wario?
Yeah, you'll just enjoy having a picture of his face in the background while we're talking about this. But yeah,
my computer is not, so I'm looking it up on my phone.
But yeah, no, he was not a good person.
Oh, he does not look like Pro Jared. I mean, fucking JonTron.
Oh,
He looks way more like Pro Jared than he does JonTron.
Yep, that's the guy.
Also,
he looks like an AI.
Yeah, he looks fake. He looks fake. It's because it's a high quality image. It's like a high ass quality image. That's like that shit's in 4K. That's taken with like a fancy ass camera with real lights and a fucking background. I guess put that picture up, Patrick.
Yeah, a lot of people had to address it after the fact and were just like, yeah, hey, y'all might have noticed my set changed a little bit. Go look it up yourself, but we're not gonna for reasons. We'll leave the links to the suicide hotline, but we're gonna.
Oh no, he was a Proto-Men fan.
A what?
Like one of my favorite bands.
No.
Yeah, he's a Proto-Men fan.
He was reasonably well liked for his work on the internet. I
never watched any of his stuff.
I never watched any of his normal stuff. I only saw a few of his collaborations with some of the other guys.
It is so crazy.
We've been talking about this too long. Is Doug Walker married?
I don't know.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
To who?
I don't know.
Who would marry Doug Walker?
It.
He's terrifying looking.
He has a brother.
Like, if you turn the contrast too high up on a picture of Doug Walker, he looks like an SCP.
Do you know his brother's name's Rob?
Yeah, I've seen his brother. They look weirdly similar.
He's in
and yet not.
Nostalgia Critic
you can
all
tell
the time.
100% that they're brothers, and you're like, oh, I guess.
Why did they go for the same hairstyle?
Brothers always fucking do that shit, dude.
They're bald. They're both balding. They don't have many choices. They have like a tenth of the amount of hair a normal person has. What are you going to do with that?
Normal people. Bald people aren't normal people, Eric. Okay, I understand.
As the long hair podcast,
as the podcast who has the most hair.
Like, I'm gonna be there eventually, but Doug Walker had like half as much hair as I have right now at my age.
It's because he kept screaming.
Yeah, you're sitting at like a Norwood 3, maybe a Norwood 2. I don't know.
I think my hairline is probably higher than it was 10 years ago.
I'm looking up the Norwood scale right now to see what you got,
really
what you're sitting on. You're sitting at a Norwood 2 or 3. Yeah, definitely.
I don't feel like I have an abnormally large forehead exposure going on here. I feel like the hairline.
That's all right.
No, your forehead's always been that big.
Yeah, it's like reasonably big because I got the Scandinavian build going on, but like it's proportionate.
I could make it bigger in Photoshop if you want me to.
Sure
and just,
you
just
could.
stretch
I
it
mean,
out.
that's
if you want to see what you with a
what is
big ass
that
forehead would
statement?
look like.
Of course you could. I've known that for 25 years.
Patrick, go ahead and put up a picture of Eric with a bigger forehead. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Newsflash for anyone who was somehow over the age of 30, or no, I don't know, under the age of 5.
Ooh.
I don't know.
He doesn't even know what he's into anymore. People
Look.
over 30, people under 5.
No, I was just trying to figure out
Degenerate.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out whom it would be news to that you can in fact modify photos.
Ooh,
Like-
toddlers. Even
Toddlers and people
maybe-
in their late 90s who checked out a while ago.
my parents are so
might have
weirdly
forgotten.
into AI photos, and they have no idea.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Old people are constantly being tricked by AI photos.
My
on
mom will be
Facebook
like,
and
"Look
shit.
at this sweet chair that they're selling on the internet," and I'm like, "Mom,
Look at these
that
cute
is
puppies.
not real."
Those puppies have a lot of extra eyes and feet.
Yeah, for some reason, my parents just cannot. My mom cannot spot like a product made with AI. She can't tell.
Oh, I
it's
can
made.
see
I heard
immediately.
Pinterest
Me
is
too.
just awful
Pinterest
now.
is like 100% AI pictures.
I think I don't do any social media other than YouTube. YouTube is like the closest to social media I get.
I have to do Facebook for work, but that fucking blows.
I
hate
have
it.
a Facebook, and the only reason I think I haven't deleted it is so that my wife can have me pinged as her husband on Facebook, and that's about
Okay.
it.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, we got to wrap it up. We got to find something to close out on.
Okay,
Eric,
but I've
why
only
don't you
got a
tell
Trojan.
me what?
I've only got a Trojan. Is that good enough?
I
Is
mean,
it
will it
thin?
fit all three of us?
Is it a thin or is it skin? Which brand Trojan are we talking about? Is it a Magnum?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, it's not the fire and ice ones, is
It'll
it?
at least fit me.
I mean, you might feel something.
Okay. Eric, why don't you tell me why Resident Evil 5 is racist? You wanted to talk about that while me and Will like stretch this condom a bit and see if we can get this on both of us. If you can get it on as a third, yeah,
Why is Resident Evil 5
blow it up a little
racist?
bit. Yeah, thank you.
Well, I guess the question is killing black people like racist by itself?
I think it was the representation of
In a
Africa
vacuum.
is what people said made it racist.
Is killing black people.
I think the representation of Africa through the lens of someone who doesn't know what happens in the story, definitely, yeah, sure. But for anyone who actually pays attention to what happens in the story, even the like more tribalistic looking black people later in like the swamp area, like that's not how they normally dress, and it's addressed in the story.
They got blow darts and
Yeah.
fucking and shit.
Because they're just like, no, they like, you
I
know,
actually
they
don't know
were
what the
going about
controversy
things.
is.
The
other than
controversy?
people
The
said it was
controversy is
racist.
people don't understand what the fucking word racism means, and they see if black man hurt is racist.
No, the
Like-
controversy was definitely that these Japanese people didn't even do their due diligence to try to find out what black people wear in Africa, and then came up with a design and then just said, yeah, well, we'll just address that in the story. And
Yeah.
that's lore is what that is. That's lore. There's a lore reason behind it. Don't you
It's
worry
the same
now.
as the Metal Gear thing.
Quiet. It's same as Quiet in Metal Gear Solid
Like,
5.
Why did you make her so exposed?
Yeah.
And it was like, it's story reasons.
It's the same reason Eric's a Nazi on the podcast. It's
People-
lore. People need lore.
People always say it's like black people killer simulator, and it's just like, well, what the fuck was Resident Evil 4? Spaniard killer simulator?
Absolutely, it was.
I don't
Now, if we can
remember
just
any
get
black
me an
people in
Indian
Resident
guy
Evil 4.
Killer simulator. We've already got a white people guy simulator killer with hatred. So like that's like for Wasp. What other simulators we got? We need an Indian killer simulator. We ain't got one of those yet.
God, I'm struggling to think of a single game
We
set
got
in India.
plenty of Japanese and German killer
Hold on,
simulators.
no. He makes a good point.
India.
What, a
India.
single
Video
game?
game.
One
Video
game.
game in India.
Name one game that takes
El
place in India.
Shaddai.
Age of Empires is the only thing. Not Age of Empires.
Oh, Civilization.
like
That doesn't
strategy
take
games
place
is all I
in,
can think
in
of.
India. That takes place all over the world.
The world
Yeah.
map.
Like,
Oh, Asura's Wrath?
is that India?
Yeah, definitely. Asura's an Indian god, and he fights the other Indian gods. That's the point of Asura's Wrath. I've
Cool.
never played it because fuck Indian people,
Like-
but you know, I just
mean,
know it
does
exists.
it 100% take place in India though? Because that religion has a little bit of like.
One, I couldn't tell you because I don't mix with the lower races, as I called them earlier in this episode. But two, it's just a movie, and I would watch it on YouTube anyways. And three, I'm not paying $200 for a copy of Asura's Wrath, all right? Have you priced that game recently?
Can
It's
you not buy a
absurd.
digital copy of that for like $10?
No,
nowadays?
it's nowhere. It's
Can you not
only on the
emulate it?
PS3. No, it's only on the PS3. It hasn't been emulated yet, as far as I know, unless they did that in like the last 6 months. Last I looked, you couldn't emulate it because it breaks the fuck up. Because the PS3, it's like emulating Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah.
You can't do it because of the way the PS3 works.
Yeah, the PS3 is a very
It has a
picky
graphics
bitch.
card and processor that it swaps between, like the original Xbox. It's a fucking retard simulator. Ooh, okay. Retard killer simulator. We got one of
Ooh,
those.
do we have one of those?
We got one of those.
We gotta get a
Ooh.
school shooter simulator.
School shooter simulator. That's just Doom.
No, dude,
It's
there
just-
are school shooter simulators. They're just all indie games. In fact, there's some famous ones like
I was gonna say.
Columbine Simulator.
I was
and
gonna
some other
say
stuff.
That's
Japanese.
the thing.
Yes, 100%.
Newgrounds.
Oh, there's
Similar.
tons of there's tons
But-
of shooter simulators on Newgrounds. There's even one that's just going
Yeah.
around town shooting people.
like as these
one of them
things became
Simpsons
popular.
themed too.
Oh, isn't wait. Postal.
Yeah, Postal takes
Postal's like
place
the
in
ultimate shooter.
it takes place in like redneck fucking Mississippi. Basically.
Yeah, like maybe as north as Virginia, but you're still in like redneck Virginia, so
So
not
West
much
Virginia.
of a change of pace, I guess.
What is the? How does that song go? I was gonna break into song.
West
Virginia.
Mountain
Mountain
Mama.
Blue Ridge
Mountain
Mountain.
Dew and some whiskey. Fuck my sister. Did
Fuck
me
your mama.
Take me home. Country roads. All right, that's the fucking show.
Good
Whatever.
news
Bye.
is she was my stepsister.